Good morning, my friends. Well, today I have a huge challenge ahead of me. Well, this goes out to Stephen Ogle. Nicest guy, great wood turner, has been one of my admired wood turners that I followed, and I've taken on a lot of tasks and challenges from his wood turnings. I love so much of the stuff that he does. Three-wing box took me forever to get it, but I had to get it, and finally I succeeded. Well, a couple of weeks ago Stephen put out a nice video on how you can obtain wood, free wood, local in your area. Some pointers of what you can do to get wood for your wood turning. Well, jokingly, I said, I know where to get wood. And that would be out of Stephen's wood pile. Well, Stephen replied very quickly. He's like, Albert, my friend, you're welcome to my wood pile anytime you want. And he asked me to send me, for me to send him my address, that he wanted to send me a piece of wood. It's like, Stephen, I was only kidding. I am honored. But anyway, he insisted. So, a couple of days ago, I go to my front door, and sure enough, I had a package from Stephen. I'm not going to show you the address. I don't know how he would feel about that. But anyway, from Stephen Ogle, open it up, and it's well packed. Beautiful piece of pecan spalted wood. I haven't done anything in pecan. This is probably the first named wood that I've ever gotten. Just beautiful piece. I look at this. It's like I got the biggest challenge in front of me, because I don't know what to turn. I know he's expecting something nice out of me, out of this, and I want to do this beautiful piece of wood justification. And I don't think I can. I don't think I can justify such a nice piece. So anyway, today, I mean, I've looked at this and I've tried to debate on how I was going to approach this piece. So I'm gonna go with my first gut instinct, and that is to cut it square because it's rectangle, so I can save a little bit of this, and I'm going to make a hollow form out of this piece of it. Okay, so I cut it down into an 8 by 8, and when you cut it square, it actually looks even bigger than what it was, because you have it more or less to the finished piece, and it's a beautiful size piece. Thank you, Stephen. I hope I do it well. Set it up on a lathe. And I know the key is to have a nice sharp tool. So I just put a nice sharp edge on this, and I'm going to see how it starts reacting, and then clean up the bottom of this as well. Maybe flip it over one more time. I kind of like this shape. So I'm going to speed up the lathe and see if I can get that a little bit cleaner of a cut. Well, the only way that I can see with the possibility of being able to finish this piece is by really at this point put something on this wood that's going to stabilize it for me a little bit. Even at this high speed, I'm not getting it clean. So I'm going to put some sanding sealer on this and see if I can preserve this, and once it's dried up, come back and continue turning this. Well, I'm back. I've given this a little chance to dry up, the sanding sealer. I applied a pretty heavy coat on it, and hopefully it penetrated enough where I can clean up these outside fibers and get it somewhat of a clean cut. Every method I'm trying to push in, to pull out, I haven't been successful in getting it cleaned up. So let's give this another shot. Much better. I'm gonna give this a quick sanding over here. Well, the outside is not done, but I do have a sanding sealer on it, and I want to start making this thin enough where I can apply another coat of sanding sealer and it penetrate both from inside and outside to clean it up before I do some final sanding. It's at a state that it's not too bad. It's only been sanded down to 80 grit. I have a lot of cavities going through here. Part of the wood that was so soft it came out. The sanding sealer prevented a lot more from that happening. The top part of it, let me bring you in there. The top section of it is still pretty rough, and it requires a lot more sanding than what I've done so far. So, but at this point, I'm going to hollow this straight down. I'm not going to use a forcing bit. This is a very soft wood. I'm going to clear it up as much as I can and then go in there with my hollowing tool and shape it from the inside. Once I do that, I should be able to get my I should be able to work a little bit better, and maybe even speed it up where you know, it will be a little bit lighter. The piece right now, it's a little bit top heavy on this end where the wood was more solid. Gotta tighten up my jaws. Whenever you put something on, check your tightness every once in a while, because you know, your wood will be shrinking as it's mounted and as it's drying. Now, just because this is got deterioration and it's spalted does not mean that it's dry. It still holds a certain, has a certain percentage of moisture on there, which is maybe fairly high, and that's why, you know, it's important for me to make it lightweight before I even attempt to speed this up any further. I'm gonna go and leave it a little bit thicker, so I might want to pass a little bit more on the outside. I will see how that goes. Okay, I'm very thin over here. I still got a little bit of thickness, about 5/8 over here in this area. And the side wall is pretty good, but at the very bottom, the transition from the bottom to the sides is a little bit heavy. So I'm going to go in there, clean that up just a little bit more, and see if I can work up this outside corner a little bit. Well, this definitely gums up the sandpaper. Of course, it's with from the sanding sealer, and that's exactly what it does to the wood itself. It gums it together and keeps it together. So it's expected whenever you add sanding sealer to a piece of wood and you're rough sanding it like that, you're going to get a lot of sandpaper gum up. But if you roll up your sandpaper, you should be able to clean up quite a bit of that gum up. Well, I must say, it looks pretty good on the inside. The transition in here looks really good. Cuts are nice and smooth. The sanding, well, you know, the sealer fills it up, some of the voids that are going through it. But the overall finish over here is not bad either. The shine is not bad. It does have some imperfections with little cavities that are in the wood. But not bad. Turned out better than I anticipated. I must say, I was a little nervous on this one. Several reasons. One is I wanted to make sure that I did something that was pretty nice, that I could say it's a nice piece. The wood is really beautiful. There's no taking away from that. Pretty wood, pretty grain. Love the spalting, love this area right here, what's going on with this center area of the tree. But yeah, it's definitely a nice piece. Nice finish, both inside and out. I am pleased. Gonna take it off and see if I can reverse chuck this so I can finish off the bottom. There's always a solution. If I can't do it that way, then I would take it to the drill press. But you can see that the bottom is very rough all the way from here on, yet I got a nice smooth finish. This is the type of cuts that I was getting on this piece of wood. Very rough. Well, it was a challenge, but it's done. Thank you, Stephen Ogle, for sending me such a beautiful piece of wood. Love it. Spalted Pecan. It was a challenge. But inside, not super shine, but pretty clean. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. There will always be new stuff coming from me. Whether if it's a tool, a new turning, I'm constantly challenging and seeing what I'm looking at, and I just saw something that I hadn't thought of before, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting coming up very soon too. Come back. You will see something good. Thank you. Take care.